Welcome to Virtual Realms. I'm Ranger 1. This episode, we're raising and mutating parasaurs, one of the handiest creatures in Ark. Well, okay, perhaps not the handiest, but they are among the most handsome, and that has to count for something. I'm going to present this episode a bit differently, though. You see, parasaurs have 6 different regions that can have color mutations, and going through the initial breeding process to get at least one mutation in each of those regions took forever. The end result being that even with judicious editing, showing you the initial phases of breeding would have made this video way too long. So instead, I'm going to pick things up when I got to the point in the process where I started combining those basic mutations. I hope that's okay. Well, we've got it down to our finalists. There's a lot of them, but basically anything that had a mutation that looked halfway decent, I've got set aside. All of my blue ones are still out here. I've got some lavender and some white ones, which is interesting. Pale green, don't know about that. There's quite a few in there I probably won't pursue. There's a nice, what is that, violet? Violet body, that's a possibility. You saw these guys, there's an orange crust. There's a light green one. The magenta ones, I've got her set aside because I've got a duplicate, but let me show you the ones that I'm concentrating on this first time around. There's magenta. We're going to try and combine that back mutation with the body mutation. And we're going to get them busy here. One. There we go. I've got my rates cranked up temporarily. Hopefully that won't cause any environmental catastrophes out and around. Whoop. Over here I've got all my yellow ones together. I've got 2 of them that have back frills, 2 females and a male with the yellow belly. We're going to try and get some yellow combined here and get them all on one body that we can work with. And let's see, enable wandering, and you, my lady, also get to wander as well. Is everybody happy? Are you enjoying yourselves? What's wrong with you? Why aren't you enjoying yourself? Okay, you should be. Get over there. No? Yes? Maybe? Do you not like him? You're ready to mate. What about you? Well, you're wandering. Okay. Well, that's your friends next door. They're happy. Why aren't you happy? Go ahead, mate. I dare you. What are you, yellow? Oh. I'm sorry. Okay, we'll just leave them alone for a while. Let's go over here. There's some orange that we're trying to combine onto one body. Enable wandering. And you... This orange and black is a really cool combination, I think. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with these guys yet, but, well, let's just get them on one body and get that color on one body, and we'll go from there. Let me come over here. The last color combo that we're looking here is green. That we're looking at here. This light green is, but I figure I might as well meld it in. Believe it or not, that orange frill, it's not a mutation. Which is kind of unfortunate. Enable wandering. Neon green. And there we go. Did I miss one? I think I did. Yes, there we go. Alright. You know, some people, when they get a really fast car, they like to paint it that vivid shade of green. Which I always thought was a little weird. Everyone knows red is your go faster color, not green. Silly people. Alright, I'm going to cut away here for a little bit. I'm going to let them pump out some eggs. I'll bring you back when that first batch there is ready to hatch. And while they're hatching, we'll see if we can get some other interesting color combinations here for a couple of oddballs out. Yeah, that orange one, I've got the duplicate in there, so. Alright, I'll bring you back in just a bit. Back with the first few. Let's see if we got any color combinations that we were looking for here. I would think Parasaurs would be very easy to get colors out of. They're very colorful to begin with anyway, but these guys have been a little on the stubborn side. Okay, there we got the crest and the tips of the frill there. We didn't get really much to speak of. There's the orange crest there. The orange back, though, the tips of that frill are not a mutation. There's a red. Oh, did we get red? Come here. I think we did. Or very dark orange for the highlights. I'm sorry, the belly and the backs of the legs. That's different. Okay. That works. So we got that. Do we want to keep you? Yeah, because you've got... we'll keep you anyway. And definitely you. There we go. Well, that's something anyway. And the next batch. Alright. Bing, bing. Give me something outstanding. Magenta body. Yellow body. Not really combining the stuff that I wanted combined. There's green tips there, but we've already got that. And there. I'll see if... are they girls? We'll find out if they're girls or not. If they are, that might be helpful. And then the orange again. Not really getting those combinations I'm looking for. Oh well. Okay, we are getting down to the wire now. Getting into the last few combinations. I ended up jumping the gun and kind of eliminated a few of the crest mutations and the tips of the frill mutations quicker than I should have. So hopefully we'll get some good ones out of this. I see a lot of crests. That's good. Let's see, yellow. Alright, we've got a lot of good stuff in here. And we should. We're breeding mutations with mutations now. Try and get down to the last few that we need. Aren't you unusual? White crest, yellow nose and frill, magenta body and belly, and highlights. Interesting. Blue and green, magenta and yellow there too. Alright, let me glean out. Boy, I really like this red one that came out like the last cycle. Red and white. And this one's got yellow highlights. That's interesting. Okay, I think I've got a few good ones that I can glean out of this. So, we'll be back. Okay, so I think this is probably going to be the last batch. We've been kind of having a battle here at home. If you hear some noise in the background, that's a bunch of fans running. For the second time this summer, we have flooded here at my house, and I'm having to play cleanup crew today. So, amidst the moving of fans and sorting out of soggy goods, I'm taking a break to do this final series of hatchings before I get back to it. And it looks like we've got some pretty good selections here. I may have to do one or two little breeding runs after this just to combine a few traits, but well, we'll see what we get. Look at that red and yellow guy there. That's outstanding. Do we just need a crest on him? There are several others in here too. Like I say, this is the last round of breeding of the finalists, shall we put it that way? So all of these offspring are probably going to be highly mutated because we've been combining and combining and combining, and well, we're about to see the payoff for all that effort. I'm going to make some selections here, and I'll be back with you. I've got about 4 or 5 of these batches to go, and I'll show you what we have when we're done. Alright, here's the group of lucky semi-finalists that didn't quite make the cut or were duplicates for the finalists. I'm going to set them loose here right in the center of the blue obelisk. I think that's colorful enough as far as a location to win your freedom is concerned. And we're going to let them roam free here on the Long Beach habitat. Parasaurs have some of the prettiest mutations in the game, much like Pachycephalosaurus. They have these vibrant color patterns. They're just really well done. I didn't keep any that had that bold black on the crest and the back, and I kind of regret that because it makes a really good counterpoint to some of the brighter colors, and I may rethink that at some point in time. But for right now, I just wanted to stick with mutations. I didn't have much luck getting pink. I got plenty of magenta, but I didn't really get pink in more than 1 or 2 of them, and I didn't get it to carry across very well, but well, I think we can live without that this time. I also did not unclaim these guys, so they'll wander around. They won't get much backup from the unclaimed wild spawns that are out here that have bred all on their own. But that way, at a glance, if these guys do get hung up long enough to actually breed here in the wild, we'll be able to tell at a glance which ones are wild-born and which ones are my tames. Getting them out here was a little bit of a trick. It was kind of like trying to herd a group of giant Easter eggs. And here are the keepers, the winners, the ones I chose to keep and put up in the Emerald Lake habitat and let them do a little breeding to populate that whole area. It's a nice variety. I've got a couple that are similar, but they just happen to have either a crest or a little tint here and there, or like that cyan tip on the fin down the back. It's a good variety. I may thin them out just a little bit more before I put them on the platform. It depends on how crowded it gets up there. But I'm going to undertake the pilgrimage to get them all the way up to the top now. Wish me luck. Well, here's everyone, and I hope it's everyone. I think I got most of them up here. That was quite a chore. Anyway, we're here, and we're about to find out if the baby boomer is going to accommodate the young parasaurs the way it's set up now, or if I have to make some adjustments. And there we go. The first one is away. The baby boomer is fully functional. All guns are blazing. Nice. Alright, I was afraid those babies might be just a little bit too big to fit out through that opening there, but it seems that they're going to do just fine. Let's see what the first one is here. You are a colorful little one, aren't you? Nice. Well, I guess if we're going to use gun analogies for the baby boomer, we don't want it to be known as a breech loader, do we? No, that would probably be bad. All right. She is a success. All right, here they come. The colorful hordes are upon us. And there they go, turning around and heading off to their new life in the Emerald Lake habitat. Well, we'll see if these guys decide to stay put once I leave the area. Hopefully they won't glitch through the walls, but you never know. And that's a lot of eggs. So I'm going to have to shut this down before it gets too far out of control. But by the time these babies finally get born, we should have a colorful group of adults out here. I'm going to have to watch it a little bit. They can get a little bit confused out in the water. Hopefully they'll get their act together before they drown. But at least some of them are making it to shore just fine. Twins! Nice. What are you doing? Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Oh. This is the first wild birth I've seen. It's on Lawn Beach. Everything here is tamed. These are my second stringers, remember? But that little fella there just hatched. Apparently, it gets just warm enough around the middle of the day to hatch these Parasaur eggs if they're laid at the right time. That's outstanding. We won't see very many births in the wild, but we will see some. You go, little guy. It's pretty cute. It's a little smaller than a Jabrilla. We almost had a triple birth. These were laid a little bit later in the afternoon. But they got about halfway done and the temperature dropped just below their threshold. Unless we get a heat spike here in the afternoon, which is always possible here on the Ark, I don't think these guys are going to make it. That's too bad. But that's life here in the Ark. So our habitat here at Emerald Lake continues to grow and evolve and slowly flesh itself out. It's a quite colorful place to live now. I have at least one or two more additions that I want to make to this area. There'll be room for them as the current population spreads out and moves into adjacent areas. I'm already finding turtles and jerboas and penguins all the way down on the beach of Viking Bay. So yeah, there are a couple more additions to come here, but after that I've already started receiving suggestions from you guys as to what you'd like to see following that. Some of them are pretty big, and we will probably have to relocate to a much larger space to make that happen. And that's okay too. I've already started working on the equipment that will be necessary to move to those new locations. The preparations are already underway. So thanks for sticking with me on this rather interesting journey. If there's anything you would like to see next on our breeding roster, let me know in the comments below. And if you think about it, give me a thumbs up while you're at it, and perhaps tell your friends to come watch the show. Until I see you guys again, good hunting.